Greetings, greetings, greetings. You are now tuned into the vault. Trust Christian, own nothing, control everything. Just wanted to thank you for just want to thank you for tuning in live or listening to replay. Always appreciate everyone that tunes in live or listens in the replay from all over the world. We appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. Today's episode is going to be 142 fake teachers versus mentor training. So just wanted to do this episode. Really excited about it. Appreciate you all for listening to this. And this episode is something that we always know that comes to the vault. It's a lot of questions that people ask, and we just wanted to clear up certain, conversations that people inquire about at the vault, ask at the vault, and they really want clarity on some of these questions. And so we're gonna give clarity on these things today. Thank you, Marlene, for tuning in live. I see some people in the chat and as well listening live, so appreciate you all. Fake teachers versus mentoring training. We'll start it out. This is the freshest story. Uh, we had a trustee come and they even said that this person was their mentor. But how is this person your mentor? And we're talking about in private now. We're not talking about, oh, this is the public side training. Public side is fake teachers. Private side is training, mentoring. In the private side, you get mentoring, you get training. There's a difference. This is not a pass the test. This is a training. It's a lifestyle. You live it. So it's training. You train yourself, you train your children, you train to live the lifestyle that's private. It's a discipline. Just like there's a public discipline. The public discipline is to go to work and expect them to pay you in 2 weeks, or go to work and expect them to pay you. Fake teaching. Mentoring training says it all came from you and your creator. Everything that you are receiving came from your work in conjunction with the creator. That's mentoring training. Private. Fake teachers say some other man or woman pays you. Oh, yeah. So, we're into this fake teacher program where uh, trustee comes and says, this person is supposed to be my mentor, but they told me to develop a business plan when I'm looking to acquire money, acquire capital, acquire equity, okay? Because I'm looking to be in private equity. So in private equity, you get private mentoring and training to get the private funds. And the way that you get the private funds is almost similar to the public way. You have to have an executive summary. Now, anybody that doesn't do deals where they have to acquire capital, whether it's publicly or privately, they know nothing about an executive summary. This is something simple that you would have learned in business school. But this trustee didn't go to business school, so they don't know about executive summaries. They're used to raising capital on their own, privately, through their own sweat of their brow. Well, when you want to move into a space where you want larger sums of debt and mentor training, you learn to acquire that through businesses. Because we understand in the private that businesses get bigger debt and bigger loans than personal people do. That's why it's business and it's not personal. Is why are you still working your life for your personal self? You're not going to ever get business credit bigger than the family. The family is a business. Whether it's LLC, S Corp, C Corp, the advantages are in the business realm, not in a personal realm. But the fate teacher said, own your house. The fate teacher said, own your car. The fate teacher say, contribute to deferred tax programs. Deferred. That's what the fate teachers. And you all see this. It's interesting. A caveat to fake teachers, you'll see so many wealthy people, tell you to put your money into the safe investment. Fake teaching. They're not living it. They're doing everything that's risky. Everything. Some investments are more of a no brainer to a private, sophisticated investor through mentoring and training. Why? Because they've been trained to think a certain way. They can look at investments, they can spot an investment, whether it's in real estate, because that's their area of expertise, whether it's stock, because that's their area of expertise, whatever area of their expertise, they can spot good, bad, and the ugly. Fake teachers, we're going to continue with this. The fake teacher says develop a business plan. We don't even need to leave this subject yet. Develop the business plan. So, as a new entrepreneur, you spend, or an entrepreneur in general, spends easy 20 wasted hours. 20. If you're already working a job 40 hours a week, how can you waste 20 hours of your life? It took what, 2 weeks? It took a month to develop a business plan. It took 6 months to develop. Who knows how long it took to develop the business plan here? So obviously, 20 hours can stretch out to 200 hours of I was developing a business plan. Mentor training says get the money. A business plan does not get you money. If and this is the fake teaching. So we're talking about the fake teachers and what they're teaching that's fake. You don't get a loan for a business plan. You get a loan for an executive summary. Mentor training. It's not fake teaching. You set it up in the business. Everybody in the public is going to tell you put something in your name. Mentor training says it's business, not personal. And what's interesting is the students that really go through trustee training, when they really go through and they learn it, they get to the aha moment that is business, not personal. And then they know their life has changed forever. The fake teachers, they want to put out this information of the business. Here we go. Here's another fake teaching. Oh, you need to focus. You know how many people I sit around that literally will say, well, yeah, most billionaires and millionaires have 7 to 8 sources of income. So why are you telling yourself to focus only on one? Well, I'm just starting out. There we go. We're starting to hear the excuses. Go ask an entrepreneur that has 7 to 8 sources of income. They'll tell you they're just starting out. They can tell you the same exact thing. You're always just starting out. That's mentor training. You're continuing your development of asset acquisition, asset development, asset growth, continuing your education. Mentor training is continuing your education. Fake teachers are, hey, if you read this book, you're on your way. Everybody wants to know, what can I read outside of the private mentor training in the public? But what I really want is the private mentor training, which is the private. So I'll repeat it a different way because this is how they ask it. So what's in the private? Oh, no, no, no. I know. I'm supposed to get everything in the private, but uh, what private books can I read in the public? Fake teaching. Shortcut to shortcut. There is no shortcut. It's just a lifestyle. It's just a lifestyle. It's nothing else. It's interesting because the people that are selling the lifestyles the most. Oh, you're over the internet. Rah, rah, rah. You can make a ton of money. Yada, yada, yada. They're throwing a couple $100 at Facebook ads. They're throwing a couple $100 at Instagram ads. They're throwing a couple $100, maybe not even at Google anymore because Google Analytics. They tell you get your SEO. You hear all the fake teachers how they have marketing. Marketing is their ploy. Mentor training says you go through, you learn, you'll never need me again. That's what mentor training is. You learn it and you don't need me. It's empowerment. Fake teachers, oh, we easily had to talk about this. You get to the event, there's an upsell. The Vaults workshops are not upsell events. They're for trustees and they don't pay. Trustees come to the workshops. Trustee training. Because everybody in the trustee training, everybody say, well, I want to meet people. I want to talk to everybody. I want to know who's on the private side. Well, if you're going for privacy, you get it protected until you move into a space where there's other people that are in the same environment. You wanted to position yourself into mentor training, private events, then there's no fake teaching. There's no upsell. There's no need to upsell. See, what happened was it was called you invested in your private education, so you deserve to be into the private environment of private education. Whereas the people that don't invest in private education, they get the fake teachers over the internet telling them that if they get control of their birth certificate, they're going to be free. And then we sit on the line and we go through trustee training and tell people freedom isn't free. So what's the difference? Mentor training says freedom isn't free. I'm sure that hurts. If you don't like it, you'll sit there like I sat there, mad at the guy. I can't believe he just said, Mint. He said freedom isn't free. I can't believe this guy just said that. My ancestors were slaves. That should be free. Are we free? And then as you move through life, some of us have matured. We're not allowing people to lead us. So you invested in your private education. You understand it was business, not personal. And the fake teachers, they're telling over the internet. We deal with this. We wanted to address the fake teachers. They're called gurus over the internet. There's no guru at the vault. It's a private resource for continuing education. So the fake teachers, they want to keep selling you on things. They're doing sales. The vault's not doing sales, ladies and gentlemen. There's no sales involved. Some people say, well, what about the consultation and the training? Ladies and gentlemen, someone actually asked for their an episode to be a secret versus the private. Okay? Some people say, well, they sound kind of the same, but they're not. There are things called secret societies. There are things called private communities. There are things called private companies. So there's a private. It's just that simple. There is a private. You invest in a private education like there's a public education. People pay for public education, but then there's private education. You all know what private education is. It's proprietary materials, it is training, mentor training. You invest into a private system training. Just like on the public side. That's what happens. Fake teachers, they want you to join the Facebook group. Fake teachers, they want you to join the Facebook group. They want you to have all these apps downloaded to the technology to communicate. You all know how good the technology is. When you're speaking, all of a sudden, around your friends, next thing you know, the technology, it's got an ad for you as soon as you get back on your phone. That's how we are in the marketplace right now. So if things are being recorded, let it be the law. Stand on the law. Mentor training. Not stand on the theories. We talked to a partner earlier. We said we don't know which entity is good to go with on the public side. We got to go do some research before we make that final decision at the board table. Okay, that's how business gets done. You don't make haphazard decisions. Whoa. Hey, you know how many entrepreneurs we come in front of? They don't know why they have an LLC. They don't know why they have their entity classified as an S corp because my accountant said that I should have the entity classified as an S corp for tax purposes. Well, okay, let's look at it. Did the S corp get double taxed? Is that truly a pass through? I don't really know. What tax form is it filling out? Well, I fill out the 1040. We're aware of that. Do you know that there's an actual form for S corps? Is it filling out that form? Now we don't have to speak on the I don't knows, but there's many and a lot of newbie entrepreneurs. So we speak to a wide range, very experienced entrepreneurs, very none. They don't have any experience. They're not experienced. They might not be in the correct position or positions that they find more favorable for themselves. Fake teachers say, trust everything your accountant and your lawyer says. And we always share this at the vault. If you are going to go get a medical decision, don't you get two or three medical opinions? What happened to two or three legal opinions? What happened to that? Fake teachers, they say you can do it all by yourself. Mentor training says you're one piece in the wheel. So they use elite principles. It's you want to make sure that you're indispensable, but your position does not completely make the company run. It's building a team. Mentor training is investing in your private education. There's nothing public about it. There's nothing public about a private education. You have to invest. It's not free. If you want free, keep listening to the fake teachers over the internet. Simple. They're giving you just enough information to either keep selling you, but why didn't they build a private training facility? See, the world has gotten away from private mentorship. It's in a public 35 students to a class, 15 students to a class. Private mentorship says it's one on one. Did you forget about that? Apprentice, master. This is the age we are in as we speak. We are in it again. You are in mentorship, educational training now. You are not into, let's 35 of us go into the classroom and learn the subject. Some of us will get A's, some of us will get B's. Then we'll get out of school and then we're promised the empty bag. Fake teachers. They're teaching subjects. We have trustees that say, we have finance degrees. We have accounting degrees. We're not aware of the private completely. Or we've heard of it because you have what? Teachers of subjects. We won't call them fake teachers. Mentor training. Trustee training is going to be coming up. I believe it is August the 4th. Training and enrollment is going on right now. You all can contact us, Christian at trustchristian.com. Christian at trustchristian.com. Or welcome to the vault.com. welcome to the vault.com. And you all can reach out. It's just one of those things. We wanted to make sure that there's a clear distinction between the vault and fake teachers. Because some people even. And some people come to the vault and they say, what's the difference between this and that? What's the difference between this and that? And the difference is the mentor training. And that's one thing that the vault and everybody that's ever came through the vault has always appreciated. So I'm reading some of you all comments. Appreciate you all for tuning live. If you guys have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat. I was just reading some comments here in the chat. Ernest, appreciate you. Fred and Bomo, and appreciate you. Alrighty, so fake teachers, mentor training. For the most part, we've had always mentors all the way through. Since 18, have had mentors in business. It's been a blessing indirectly through entrepreneurship. Uh, the reason why we even brought up another example of someone calling themselves a mentor is someone that said that they were a mentor to a trustee. They really didn't have the qualification. So a lot of times, a lot of people say, well, what is the qualification of a mentor? The qualification of a mentor is someone that has done what you are looking to do, and they're actually allowing you to model them. And when they say actual modeling, it means that they're sharing what's necessary in order for you to achieve the same results. And so we talked to this trustee and just talk to them and say, hey, look, where is that mentor really at in respect to your goals and what your company is looking to do? And they said completely nowhere near. And it's one of those things like, well, what are they mentoring you in? And the more specific that you are, the better. It might sound when people say, "Oh, you have to focus," you do. You have to focus on finding the best in the industry and modeling them and doing exactly what they're doing. Um, to achieve to a degree the same style of results. All the great athletes are doing the same thing. The best are working out the most. It's just that simple. The best that stay injury free are eating decent. They're eating really well. The ones that go injury free for long periods of time, especially in very contact physical sports. So the fake teachers say you don't need to follow the path before you, or someone is being successful before you. It don't duplicate success. Sure thing. That's what the fake teachers say. The fake teachers say, don't do as I do, do as I say. That's what the fake teachers say. The mentor training, they say, we already know you're going to do as we do. So we already know that you're waiting to sit at dinner and see that we don't sign TTEE. That's just the bottom line. People are not they're not they're looking to expose that you're doing something in your name in the private mentor training. They're looking to see if they're looking to expose you. Are you in the private or are you public? Whereas the fake teachers, they're already exposed. You already know. Their wealth is publicly displayed on some public Wikipedia. Mentor training? Oh, we don't know much about you. Mentor training? We don't know how you're really moving. Well, everything's done through trust and because that's how it's done, right? The vault? Yeah. Okay. That's what they do. Mentor training. It's through actions. It's a lifestyle. The fake teachers traditionally get sponsored, just to let you all know that. Mentor training is private equity. So once again, going back to the story about the trust, it was just because we get a resounding theme of we're not sure who the vault is or things of that nature sometimes, and then you get as well, we're over here. We were dealing with this guy. We were listening to this guy, not the vault. We're talking about just people coming to the vault via consultations, and they'll say, "Oh, well, I was listening to this guy, and he told me how you got to write your name with a hyphen and two semicolons and a dash." And it's like, really? Or we even know that we have an episode that says private citizenship status. It's own nothing, control everything. Trust Christian. There's a lot of pun intended, but if you catch it, then you're like, okay. So a lot of the fake teachers are out here promoting that, you know, get your birth certificate, and you guys hear it over the internet. We're surfing the net too. We surf the net. Everybody's surfing the net. Who's not scrolling on the net? In your free time, you get a couple minutes, and you see a lot of the fake teachers just on the net touting away. Oh, we spent 30,000, 60,000 to have a conference for people to come here and get motivated. The mentors, they're training you. The mentors, they're available to be reached. They're mentors. Remember, they're mentors. They're working with you. They're not the fake teachers. They're not the salesmen to get you to the next conference. Remember, they're not the salesman to get you to the next product. They're the mentor. They're there to sit at equal grounds. Mentors look to sit at equal grounds. Fake teachers, they're always supposedly one step ahead of you. They got this new trick and tool that came through the internet, and they were insiders. Fake teachers. Mentor training, you already know. If it's private, it stays private. If it's public, it's okay to stay public. Mentor training, not fake teachers, ladies and gentlemen. The fake teachers tell you, take your time. The mentor training say, go through it, get your licks, learn the system, live your life efficiently. Not all over the place. Not saying you don't have time. Not saying you don't have money. Not saying you don't have clean air to breathe. Not saying you don't have toilet paper. I mean, we can go through the list of things that you don't have, because that's what the fake teachers talk about. And the mentors say, okay, just set a goal and go for it. That's what the mentors say. Set the goal and go for it. Let's get off the river of denial. The mentor training is not made for your feelings. It's business training. Definitely not any feelings involved. It's mentor training. It's the I actually want someone to discipline me training. Discipline me meaning I want them to hold me accountable. The fake teachers? Oh boy, here we go with this one. Here's the fake teacher. The fake teacher sells you a product or a program that they're not even there for. They got their team in place supposedly. So they got people that you never seen their face, you never heard them before. You're not inspired to get up for these people. Why? Because the fake teacher sold you their system. The mentor training says you know who the mentor is. They're clearly identified, and that's who you talk to. The people around them, they hold the camera, they hold the lights, they make sure that the chair's sitting right, they make sure that your angles are sitting right in front of the camera. They're making sure that the mic is close enough to your mouth. They're making sure that the emails are getting responded to. Mentor training said they want it out of the horse's mouth. But what's so interesting is in the mentor training environment, the team around them actually does know the system. Why? Because they've heard the mentor go over it hundreds and thousands of times. How many mentors do you have that their surrounding circle is doing the investments that they're doing? And we're talking surrounding circle close as five, and then we'll go next 10. That they're doing the same investments together. And they may not be together in the same funds and pools. We're talking about directional investments. Ladies and gentlemen, if it's private trustee training, you're investing into a private community, private environment. That's what people want. They want to invest in private environments, private community. They don't want fake teachers selling them a program that say, hey, I'm going to show up. But guess what? I didn't show up. I sent my team. And now you can talk to them. And then once you pay for the next thing, I'll show up to that. You know how that game goes. See, you hear that? That's called marketing over the internet. They got a whole bunch of algorithms and statistics to aid you in how to build these what they call them sales funnels. You hear that terminology? Mentor training says you contact the mentor, you ask for their help, they let you know how it's going to be, the relationship's going to work, and you move forward with the relationship. Because it's about the relationship. You're investing into the private relationships, the ones that you've been denied publicly, if you have been. The fake teachers aren't even available. But there are some teachers already, well, we call them mentor training because the ones that have training programs, they have a system that churns out successful executors. Appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. If you guys don't have any questions, we're just gonna hop off. Appreciate you all though with this particular episode talking about the fake teachers versus mentor training because it was so critical to talk about this. Investing in your private education is private mentoring. No way around it. Fake teachers are the people that are giving you free information over the internet, trying to give you the free way, trying to give you the lowest cost way. When we say freedom isn't free, we're talking about the cost of your time. We're talking about the cost with your family. We're talking about the cost of exploring, the cost of developing yourself. Those things can get pretty pricey in dollars nowadays. Inflation's really high in the States, or it is there. Inflation's there. It's been there for a long time in the States, and the wealth is just changing. There's a wealth transfer going on. You all even see crypto. You know, we can talk about uh, how recently, what is the name of that? They have this industry called shadow banking, and shadow banking was supposed to be looked at as over a $50 billion industry, and so you all can see they're calling people unbanked now, the underbanked, unbanked and underbanked. Do you hear those terms, ladies and gentlemen? So when the fake teachers tell you, "Oh, you gotta put your money in a bank account, you gotta get your money in the interest, whatever," you put it in a bank account, put it in a bank. The what? The who? The public? Okay, the fake teachers. And you all hear the private mentor training, or we talk about the underbanked and unbanked, and now we got some great news for you all tomorrow in the show in the episode on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but on the vault. But I mean, the things that are developing right now in the technology field, they've been unmatched for a very long time. As you all can see, there's not too many fields that are really slamming on tech. Tech is still up there for a major investment, whether it's investment or growth and sustainability and capital. Um, it's interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because we're in a space right now in the marketplace where tech is actually looked at as still a viable thing. People look at tech companies and they say, "Oh, that's a viable tech company." And just being around better investors, we can see that that's it's interesting. That's fake teaching. That the tech industry can really stand on its own. We see that it's standing, but a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, there's so much business being done. When we say shadow banking, we're talking about the underbanked and unbanked. That's $52 billion right there. That's still an industry in and of itself that's competing with tech in and of itself. That they're going to take the underbanked and unbanked around the world, minimize fees, and literally go World Bank status through these currencies, these cryptocurrencies. They can almost look like a World Bank style of marketplace exchange, and you all are seeing that. But the fake teachers don't talk about this. Why? Because they're not in the private sector. They're not sitting in front of people that are saying, "Oh yeah, we're already 50 million plus up in crypto, and we're investing in crypto companies, whether it's the actual currency or the actual technology and furthering the technology. They're already 50 million up. They're solid in 50 million up. They have not only they have 50 million liquid, 50 million liquid without other GPs and LPs. So when you're in those environments, private environments, you get that private training because guess what? When they're talking their hoopla over the internet with the fake teachers and the guys that kind of really don't know because they're really not doing it, and then you get the guys that are in a private environment and they're literally telling you they're 50 million up, and there's many others that are 50 million up and they're investing in that field. It's tangible, it's liquid for them. You don't need to watch anybody on the internet. You can go talk to the guy in the private environment, in the private training environment, or the lady, you know, you can go talk to them and they'll let you know what the portfolio looks like. Because you could be a potential GP and LP. That's what's going on in the private sector. A lot of GPs, LPs, everyone knows that. Um, but that's what's going on in the private, and we see that, and we just wanted to point that out. A lot of partnerships. So we appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. Feel free to reach out, Christian at trustchristian.com for the private trustee training. Look forward to you all getting going in that. Uh, but I got another episode for you all. So for all you all that are on here live, um, thank you for listening all the way. We're literally about to sign off and do another quick episode. Um, if you all are listening to this still live, I'm going to come back and do what is that one going to be called? Oh, fake money versus gold and silver. So, we've had a lot of people come to us about these questions about the money. And so it'll give us the segue right into that. So, peace and blessings. Appreciate you all for tuning in live. Just remember there's another episode that goes right with this 142, part two, fake money versus gold and silver. Appreciate you all for tuning in live or listening to replay. Always appreciate it. Reach out. Look forward to hearing from you. Peace and